Okay, so let's get into this story right here about Umar Johnson.
Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
you're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good quality men that they ignore.
Why she even got it? Why is there even a Pookie in the selection? I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection. Because black men have abandoned black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie. If we're going to be men, the first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel. All through your 20s, stop hoeing around all through your 30s. You give your 20s to the street Negroes. You give your 30s to the pretty boys. They use you up, dog you out. Now you're in your 40s and nobody's jumping to marry your ass. And so now you're saying it ain't no good black men. No. There's plenty of good black men. The problem is you gave your best years to men who didn't deserve it.
So what is it? Is it the fact that you want men to be accountable for women's independent decisions to do what they want? And this is the grift. This is the sad thing within the black community, the ghetto urban parts, okay? Because you can't run this game in areas like the suburbs, black-owned suburbs, okay? He can't run this game. He has to run this game in the projects. He has to run this game in crime-infested areas. He cannot run this game with people who have intelligence. He got to go to the not educated, people who don't use common sense. And this works. It will work on a woman who's a single mother on her 5th kid by her 5th baby daddy. It will work on a man who's a simp and wants to get on a grift game. It will work on a woman who feels that, I could do OnlyFans and I don't have to be accountable for anything. It will work with those type of women, okay? But it won't work on women who have a sense of self-respect and accountability. It does not work on black people who could think for themselves, okay? Now he goes into talking about how he's a descendant of Frederick Douglass. Let's get into that now.
Allow me to do that. I am a blood relative of Frederick Douglass. My name is on the family tree. We have a family reunion every 2 years. What they're talking about, I want to make sure you're clear. They're talking about whether or not I come through the loin of Frederick Douglass, which I do not, nor have I ever claimed. Okay? I have more videos on YouTube than any other scholar. I speak around the world.
that doesn't mean anything. Do you come, in order to be a descendant, you have to come from that person's lineage, from his children. That makes you a descendant.
More than any other scholar. Show me where I've ever said I was a descendant. I've only claimed one thing, kinsman. How am I kinsman? If you ever read any of the autobiographies of Frederick Douglass, he talks about growing up on Tuckahoe Creek with Cousin Stephen. Cousin Stephen is Stephen Bailey, Dr. Umar Johnson's 4 times great-grandfather, whose grave I just visited last week. I go every year. Okay, that's my 4 times great-grandfather. He married my 4 times great-grandmother, Caroline Wilson Bailey. From that union came my 3 times great-grandfather, George Washington Bailey, the first black public school teacher on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. He married Grandmom Annie. They had Grandmom Caroline. Okay, she had Grandma Vivian. Grandma Vivian married a Spanish-speaking Cuban immigrant, Grandpop Cicero. They had Grandmom Ida, who's still alive, who married James Johnson, who had my father Jamal, who married my mama Barbara, and from that union I was born. I am a blood of Bailey. I am not married in. What they're talking about is strictly descendancy, something I've never claimed.
And you're not part of the family. That's what they're asking for. You're not part of the family then.
Am I a kin? Do I directly come from the loin of the first cousin and potentially half-brother of Frederick Douglass? And the reason I say potentially, the slave master who owned our family, a white man named Aaron Anthony, raped Frederick's mother and raped Stephen's mother, my ancestor. And there's significant evidence to suggest that. Some people could still argue, though, that they were not brothers because it's not conclusive. Fine, throw that out. I'm still a kinsman because I come through the blood of his first cousin.
You talked about, again, respect. Do you respect?
I don't talk about respect. I get tremendous respect from my people.
I'm not talking about that. Do you respect Frederick Douglass?
Yes.
But he had a white wife.
He did.
So that's what I'm sure.
I'm gonna clarify.
Why is that an issue? Why is that? If you put in the work and you have the history, who cares who you marry?
I already answered that question, and I told you.
He makes no sense, but let's look into this right now. 1 second. Okay. Here we are. So this is getting interesting right here. All right. Just found out at a meeting between the descendants of Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass. In this picture, you'll see Dr. Julius Garvey on the left in a combo with Terrence Bailey, descendant of Frederick Douglass. Well, check this out. The Garvey name is not in the public domain. Marcus Garvey hasn't been dead long enough in order to be used by anyone without permission of the family. So Dr. Garvey has learned about this fake FDME of Umar Johnson, and in regards to that, he might start a legal recourse against Umar. Seems like somebody has to change the name of his fake school. All right. That's basically it. Okay. They've also said that he is not, the family's also said that he is not part of their lineage. Okay, he's not. He's not a blood descendant. So what is he talking about? Okay. There's also some other things about Umar Johnson, okay, that you can't really trust him.
How did you meet Dr. Umar Johnson, the Pan-Africanist?
So dating back to 2012. See, ladies, this is what we have to do for our kings. Look, the back of the neck. Smith, you see? The back of the neck, the ears. And then look.
She a potential wife.
Sometimes you gotta be extra, because you know what? Honestly, while you saying that, the man needs the attention too. We can't just be up here like whatever, you know what I mean? He wants
Now, this woman is married. You see what type of women go for Umar Johnson? This type of women. All right. You married and you let me rewind this. Hold up.
How did you meet Dr. Umar Johnson, the Pan-Africanist?
So dating back to 2012. See, ladies, this is what we have to do for our kings. Look, the back of the neck. Smith, you see? The back of the neck, the ears. And then look.
She a potential wife.
Sometimes you gotta be extra, because you know what? Honestly, while you saying that, the man needs the attention too. We can't just be up here like, whatever. You know what I mean? He wants the attention and he wants the love and he needs a queen by his side that's gonna do the work. I was like, well, no, you're not. Because I don't believe in that. I was like, you're good looking and everything. But I said, you had never met me before and I will do the fucking around here.
See, this is what I'm talking about. These are the type of women that Umar Johnson goes after, and the type of women that like Umar Johnson, because he's always blowing smoke up their backside, telling them there's nothing wrong with them. And she's married. Umar should have backed off from that because he's a public figure and it's easy for him to get caught up. But he didn't do it. He did not do it. Like I'm saying, man, I mean, a lot of these people, pro-wax, I call them pro-wax, scam artists, and they can't turn down a piece of butt to save their life.
And on top of that, you're not going to just come around and do whatever you think you're going to do to me at all. Like, it doesn't go like that.
What happened after that when you said no?
I mean, he was like, damn, like, you're not going to just listen to me, basically? No. I said, I have a degree in psychology, too. You're not going to come up here and play with my mind and my emotions.
That's what he does. That is what he does. He has an edge with these people because he has a certain degree of intelligence through education, and he tries to, and he manipulates them, and he knows they're not educated, not going to look things up. They're just going to believe whatever he says. This is how cults start. All right. And sad to say, a lot of black people from the hood who are not educated, ghetto, they don't want to hear the truth. So they are actually not victims. They're just willing participants. That's what it is. Now let's get into this interview he had with Lord Jamar. Okay, when Jamar had to challenge him on his on the deadline for his school.
Assumption that I might need some help.
Okay.
Most of my friends are educators. Most of my elders are educators and psychologists. That is my field. So it's kind of interesting when someone who's an expert in something, and I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to the detractors who say I can help him with that. This is
no,
not
I think they're talking about the real estate part of it. Not you're an educator, but not a real estate guy. You see,
but we already have the real estate, so that's not even an issue. No
right,
more.
But did we choose the right real estate? Did we
I
take the money and do
right
the
brother.
best fiduciary thing with the money?
Brother, I just told you that the schools that we got was a $13 million project 9 years ago in excellent shape. We got a steal for that campus. It was a steal. It was the best thing I could have possibly got. I have no regrets. Okay. See, that's when we start feeding into the lies. That's why you got to come see the school, my brother.
Absolutely.
And see it for yourself. Because you have people telling you that the school ain't in good shape. The school is in excellent shape, which is why we're getting offers for it now. It's in excellent shape, brother. The classrooms don't even have to be
touched. We just have to fix the electrical system, the HVAC system, and the plumbing system. So
wait a minute. Pull that back. Okay. HVAC, electricity, and the plumbing. Need the plumbing. That is very expensive. You know why? Because water comes through the plumbing. Okay, warm and cold, and you're gonna need that, especially when you have a cafeteria to deal with food, to deal with sanitary situations, washing hands. Can't have kids washing hands in scalding hot water or freezing cold water. All right. You're gonna need it to handle food, air conditioning. Those things are expensive. Why do you think they pay so much if you're an electrician or you work in HVAC? Why do you think people who work in HVAC, they make bank? That is not cheap.
So I don't need help with the real estate. We were blessed with that campus. You understand? And as far as your brother's school, I support him.
That's
I'm
my
glad
father-in-law.
he's doing a
My
good job.
father-in-law.
I just looked at the website.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to that brother.
Yes, sir.
What I'm doing ain't that. I want to be absolutely clear. The Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy will be America's first school based off the principles of Pan-African nationalism and international economics. That's not what I'm doing, brother. I have a totally different concept from him. You understand? So if
the concept could be different, but the implementation of how
but
it's
I don't need his help implementing, brother, because I'm a certified school psychologist.
That means nothing when you're trying to get a school up and running, when you have to buy a building, when you have to pay for electricity and plumbing and HVAC. That means nothing. You don't know nothing about real estate. You don't know about buying a school that's safe. Where area is it in? Is it safe? All these things you need help in. If I was to start a school, I'm definitely going to ask for some questions. Actually, if I'd start a school, I'd try to be humble about it, start off cheap. You know, you would have to, you know, make it work. Prove to these people. Rent out a space around your neighborhood. Okay? And that's the place that you're going to use for your school. Start small. Let people gain people's trust so they can trust you with the money. You have millions. And I don't understand why you can't even start off with that.
And a certified school principal who's experienced, who got a whole cadre of educators. So y'all keep making these things. He need to talk. No, I don't. Y'all don't know who I got.
But
I got
then
everything.
why is somebody, you have all these credentials, then why is this man who we don't know was able to put his school together in a few months and it's taking you 6 years, brother?
6 years is nothing for a school. I can show you.
He's talking about King Randall.
10 charter schools where the money is coming from the state, and it took them almost a decade to get open, brother. You don't open up a school in a year or two. I don't know your brother's story, and I don't care to know it. I don't care to know it.
Why would you not want to care to know it? If you want to try and get to know this man and get insight, and how did you get your school open within 6 months? My brother. You gotta understand, when they start calling you my brother, you gotta look at them sideways, because you have to earn that trust to be called someone's brother. You really do. I don't care about the color of your skin, because there are plenty of people with the same color skin I got, and they working for white supremacy, Republican and Democrat. All right? Because this is really a war going on. And you got people of your own skin working for the enemy.
Why not, though? If it could be helpful to you, why wouldn't you care to know it if it could be helpful to you?
Brother, I have friends who own schools. Do you understand that? I have friends who own schools. So if I need to talk to someone who owns a school, I already got that.
So why is it your school is taking 6 years, almost a decade, for it to be open? That's the $1 million question. And the fact that he's getting flared up about this, you already know there's red flags. This man has been caught on Instagram at a casino talking about, oh, you know what? Send me some money so I can hit this machine and I could do this for the school. That should send off red flags automatically, demanding your money back, any money that you've already given him.
I got what I need. The only thing missing from my equation.
You got what you need, all right. Got you all that money that you could possibly use to ride off into the sunset. It's a damn shame.
Is enough funds to complete the task. That's it. That's it. The school is not open yet because I don't have enough funds to do it that way. I'm not going to no bank.
Maybe we maybe we need fundraising different fundraising methods. Maybe the people that we go to.
We have that in place, but what I want you to understand, it takes time to build institutions. I ain't got no problem with where we are. I'm loving where we at. We got our plans done by the engineer. We got our electrician chosen. I'm meeting with my HVAC this weekend. I got my plumber on standby. Roofer did his job. Carpenter lined up. We doing what we need to do on the time frame we doing it in. I don't need no help outside of the team I got, which is filled with experts from the East Coast to the West Coast, brother.
Okay, brother. I mean, these are definitely the answers that people want to know. They want to,
he couldn't do this outside of black people. He couldn't pull these scams because outside of black people, he would have been railroaded. Let him try this with Jews. Let him try this with Asians. Ooh, wee. Hispanics? Nah, man. Nah. The fact is he's doing this to people who actually believe in him. That hurts. That really hurts. And all this talk about the white supremacy and the agendas, but you never talk about the supremacy, the black supremacy of these scammers, these hoteps. Because he's one of them. Because he is one of them. Also, I hope his school never gets built. I hope his school never gets up and running. You know why? Because years ago, he said he wants the parents to drop the kids off to the school and leave them there so he can be the one to teach them. Because he doesn't want the kids being deprogrammed, as he would say. This is a man you better hope never gets any real power, especially if the economy crashes and there's going to be mass unemployment. You better hope this man could be read a mile away and people are not willing to trust him. But unfortunately, there are going to be people who are willing to trust him. The uneducated, the lazy, the women that really don't want to hear nothing about patriarchy, or women who just are rebellious, period. The scary part is, you know what? The rebellious are going to be under him. The people who don't want to adhere to societal norms. And when I say societal norms, I mean regular norms that any society needs in order to function and run, regardless of skin color. Unfortunately, they're going to follow him. He may end up being a Negan from The Walking Dead. He may, just might, unless somebody else with more smarts take him out down the road.
I'm not interested in people. I'm interested in donors, brother.
Yeah, but in order for you to get donors, though, you're gonna have to satisfy these. Yes, brother. And how are you gonna get donors if you don't satisfy? If I'm
disagree with you,
listen. If I'm considering to be a donor, but I have certain questions that I want answered, I feel like that's legitimate.
Can I tell you why that's bullshit?
Why?
Can I?
Go ahead, please.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
You've been raising money for 6.5 years, brother. If you ain't donating by now, you ain't donating, and your question don't matter.
No.
He is a lunatic. This man is a lunatic.
Yes.
No. You can't assume that in the 6 years everybody knows what you're doing.
Wait, hang on. Hang on. Let me interject here.
I think donate by now you ain't going to donate.
By certain accusations, sometimes it's because those accusations may be true.
Let's get into the other clip. All right. Matter of fact, no, same thing. All right. Let's get into this one right here.
Do you realize the 4 buildings we got are state-of-the-art modern schools? They are not old schools like the ones we went to. They are modern. That campus was renovated at a cost of $13 million in 2011, 9 years ago. And the only reason why we have to renovate is because the building was not secured by the previous owner, which allowed people to get in and do what? Strip the electrical system.
I was about to say, steal the copper.
The plumbing system. Strip the HVAC system. Whenever you and Rod Dig are ready, only you two and your other brother, Godfrey, y'all can drive on down and I will give you a tour. And when you walk through them schools, you tell me if those buildings is trash. First of all, the buildings are in excellent shape. Excellent shape. We just got an offer for one of the buildings over more than $1 million. That sound like trash to you?
Okay, here's where I share a little story, brother Umar. So it just so happens that my wife's family has a lot of educators in it. Her sister is a principal of a school right now. Her mother was a teacher, and her father was and is a principal, who actually ended up making his own school in East New York, Brooklyn. It's called the Trey Whitfield School. You can look it up. So he's been doing this since like 1983. And how he started was he started small. He started with 3 portable trailers that were behind like a church. Nobody was doing anything with them, and he went to the church because he was a principal like you, and he said, I guess he got the same inspiration to start his own thing. So he talked to the people at the church. He ended up negotiating some sort of rent where.
This is what I'm talking about. Why couldn't Umar do this? It's because he's grifting. He's pocketing the money.
He had to pay $5.
And we're going to talk about how that school is trash or not. Really? It's not trash? I'm going to look into that.
$100 a month per trailer. And he had like 280 kids. Now, he didn't have a lot of money. He didn't have a lot of donations and stuff like that. So what did he do? He said like a lot of schools and stuff, they would just throw out old desks and books and stuff like that. He'd go around to different schools and get desks. He'd go to the Board of Education and they'd give him stuff that they were getting rid of, you know what I mean, that they didn't want, books, whatever, all kind of different supplies. So he was using his resources. He did this till about the year 2000. Where he then sees like a 4-story big ass building, something pretty comparable to what you're talking about. Actually, it might be bigger than it might be like those buildings combined, the ones that you bought. But this is in Brooklyn in East New York, like right off Atlantic Avenue. So anyway, he gets to this building. He said he didn't have $1 for the building, but he goes to the man. He's like, "Yo, I want to get this building for school." And the guy's like, yeah, it was like, listen, I ain't got no money, but what I do have is I got a friend who's he's like the president of a bank or something like that, and he'll give me a loan, you know, to renovate the place and all that. And if I miss whatever any payments or something like that, then y'all will just have a free building renovated. You can take the building back and you'll get the shit renovated for free. So he ended up getting in there. And that was in the year 2000. When the year 2020, and this school now has gone on. It's a black school. They don't take no government grants or nothing like that. He does fundraisers and all this. You know, he knows some people in the sports industry and all. You know, because he used to play football back in the days.
What's the name of the school?
It's called the Trey Whitfield School. Now. I talked to him. He's willing to sit down with you and you know, give you any tips or anything like that of how he did it. You know what I mean, and how he continues to do it. Because this man, and he's been on CNBC, all kind of other stuff like that. But the thing is, you know, he doesn't even have the type of notoriety that you have. You know what I mean? And yeah, and this man was able to make it happen, like, you know what I mean, like this man was able to just put his thing, you know, into fruition, use his resources. So maybe we're feeling like, yo, you know, money is the answer for everything, but sometimes it's our resources. How about, yo, you know, could you donate your time or something to help, instead of the money to fix something? How about y'all come in and donate your time to help build up the school or something like that? You see, it's not always about money. It's about the people that you know. It's about a lot of different things. You know,
Okay.
for 700,000,
All right. I've heard Lord Jamar's part, and he's talking a whole lot of sense. But let me show you about the school he was talking about, the Trey Whitney School. All right, because I don't trying to entertain Umar, because I already know he's going to reject the help. Let's get into this. All right, look at this. All right, this is beautiful. It's the Trey Whitfield School. Since 2004 to 2005 school year, the Trey Whitfield School has been in this location. This fully renovated 5-story building provides students with comfortable atmosphere for learning. Children attending the school are ethnically representative of the area. 98% are African American. Since the move to the new location, the school's Hispanic population has doubled and is expected to continue to grow. Most students come from the hardworking households where one or both parents work, sometimes more than one job. The professionally trained staff has developed a character-based and academically advanced curriculum. The scope and the sequence curriculum stresses literacy fundamentals such as development of strong writing, reading, and math skills. At the same time, the school encourages its students to strive for academic excellence in all their studies. Part of the school's mission is to develop a love for learning. As part of the New York City Department of Education accreditation, this is something that Dr. Umar Johnson does not want his school to be accredited. I don't know why. Students take an annual academic test in which they score in the top 15% of all students in the city of New York. The school's high attendance rate are also indicative of an institution that is successfully establishing and maintaining high standards. There are no loud noises, kids out of control, or graffiti on the walls at the Trey Whitfield School. Confidence is built by teaching in each classroom morals, accountability, leadership, character development, order, and old world values. Discipline is cushioned by the teachers, love and affection, so that students enjoy going to school. Intimidation or demeaning behavior of students or teachers is not tolerated. Uniforms promote equity between students, respect for others, and oneself is paramount. The subdivisions of the Trey Whitfield School share one philosophy, that is, we separately and collectively seek to further and enrich the lives of the children in our care. Okay, now we're gonna check out King Randall School, X for Boys. All right. Let's look at their about section. Fortunately, the school got vandalized by a bunch of ignorant black folk who just wanted to destroy. All right. Okay, so here we are. Let us make man. The Life Preparatory School for Boys is a 501c3 charitable organization with a mission to teach boys the true meaning of manhood and to be protectors and providers for their communities. All right. This is beautiful right here. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Look at this. Here, no white racists will probably say, "Oh, he's teaching them to be thugs." No, 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 no. You got white kids being trained to use guns by their white parents. All right. Look at them learning the plasma cut. Look at this home improvement. Look at this. Look at this beautiful stuff here. Look at them. Look at this. This is beautiful right here. All right. Auto repair. Look at this. And he got this school running in like 6 months. 6 months. Okay.
A group of Albany kids are keeping their hands busy in positive activities this summer. They're attending a boot camp for boys, teaching them how to become men. WALB News 10's Asia Wilson tells us about a new organization called the X for Boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the midst of all the violence in Southwest Georgia, 20 boys in Albany are lining up every day this summer for a military-style boot camp.
We all gonna be becoming a man over this summer.
The camp is developing young boys between ages 11 to 17 into men over the next 8 weeks, and that's the goal.
The importance of this is to develop discipline and spirit. Discipline and spirit to me are the hallmarks of a man.
And the man behind the boot camp is only 19 years old himself.
It's important because it's way cheaper to be able to eat from what God gave you, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, seeds only like 75 cents, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you can buy this whole row, right?
Yes, sir.
Randall is planting seeds in one boy at a time, teaching them about their culture, how to work on cars, build roofs, and how to become businessmen by working in a community garden he recently started.
So that a man should know how to do, so we can become better people, not just for ourselves, but for the community.
An army of good young citizens are in the making, thanks to this mentor who decided to step up and give back.
At the beginning of summer, to be honest, none of us were men. At the end of summer, we all gonna be men.
In Albany, Asia Wilson, WAOB News.
6 months this was done. 6 months. Let's look into that school now. Remember I said, let's look at the FDMG school that Mr. Umar Johnson was saying is top of the line. Let's check that out. All right, here we are. And this was in October of this year. October 24th, 2023.
We're here at FDMG. Today is Tuesday, October the 24th. Umar stated that the school was renovated and completed. I'm on foot, as you can see. I'm in the hood. It has not been renovated. I'm gonna get up here and give you all a tour of FDMG. I'm giving you guys a tour. This is the back of FDMG, right? The school look renovated to you? Nothing about this school is renovated. This is what your kids gonna have in front of them, in the back of them. It's all projects and hood. Look at the back of this. It smells like shit back here. The school has not been renovated. The school has not been renovated. The school has not been renovated. Look at this shit. And he claims that he's renovated this school. Again, today is October the 24th, 2023. Hopefully these dogs don't get out and bite someone's kids. You can hear them over there. But all right, so let me come on around here. Everything's still boarded up. The grass is cut, so I guess he did that. But we're gonna walk on around, and as you can see, the sidewalk is all fucked up. Nothing's been done here. Look at the door. He said the sprinkler system was taken care of, right? He said the sprinkler system was done. That's the sprinkler door. No new stickers, nothing. Let's walk on around here. See, this is my hood. I'm not worried about him coming out here G-checking me. This is my hood. But this is a dangerous place. These are the same windows. Remember he crying about the windows? Look like the crackheads try to get in. I don't know if you can see it, spider webs in those windows. Those are the same windows that was here when it was Maurice Moyer Academy. Crackheads getting in there, look like. Same shit, it's all boarded up. He's done nothing. Look at the doors, everything's boarded up. The mailbox isn't even fucking, a new mailbox is not even on there. The numbers up there are not even changed, the same numbers. Nothing has changed, and you go on that side of the street, the school's fucked. The school's fucked over there. Look at that. You want your kids coming out seeing this? This is fucking trash. This is all trash. So we walk on the other side of the street. It's dirty school, man. He hasn't done anything out here. Look at this shit. Still all messed up, man. Beer cans out here, more trash, more debris. He doesn't have the money to do it. He doesn't have the know-how to do it. And he doesn't accept the help to get this done. Everything's still the same. Moyer Academy. But he hasn't done anything out here, man. Don't y'all people keep sending him y'all money, wasting y'all money. Nothing has been done. He told you the school renovations were done 2 months ago in August. Those renovations have not been done.
We're gonna check this one out about Dr. Umar spent all the donations on 2 haunted houses. Oh boy. Lord Jamar and Godfrey have a lot to say about him. we go.
And you only want to do it one way, and nope, it got to be this way. I mean, I offered him help as far as resources and you know what I mean. People that have walked down that road, he didn't want to go down that road. You know what I mean. He only had the tunnel vision of give me these damn donations and let me do what I want to do with them. And I don't think that's the smartest move, you know. And in 6 years, I feel like a lot more could have been done. I'm not trying to bomb the brother. Still love him as a brother, but I don't believe in him as a person that can make that happen. He's bought 2 dilapidated schools after all this time. I mean, 2 dilapidated buildings, and is still asking for the money. Once they're fixed up, now what? You can't run a school off donations. How are we paying the teachers? How are we paying the maintenance of the building? Like, GoFundMe ain't gonna do it. So, and we're not hearing, you know, oh, whatever. I'm not a donator, so I don't deserve answers, is what he said.
It's basically it. He'll clown women who ask questions about logical questions. How are you paying these teachers? Any logical question that you ask Dr. Umar, he'll insult you. You already know this man is a grifter. He doesn't have a real plan. And this is sad, because you got real people who got the resources, black people. But unfortunately, you have not all, but the black populace within these communities aren't going to give them no money, aren't going to give them any attention, because they don't come with that swag. They're not an entertainer. So they're going to look at you as like, you're corny, you're weak, talk like the white man. They want to feel good. Everything that is good for you does not feel good. Cough medicine, sometimes the most effective cough medicine. I don't know if anybody's tried Buckley's. It tastes nasty, but it does the job. You need these serious black leaders within your communities that want to build schools, they may not have the capital, but they have the resources and the know-how, and they have the connections to get a school running. Like King Randall, he's right there. Talk to him. We see you run this school. Can you help us build a school just like yours? Can you please help us? Stop trying to look at him like he's corny or he's a Republican or whatever. He went to the government to get what the government can give you, and that is loans and grants for schools. Ask him to help you. Ask somebody that actually has tangibles, that actually has receipts. Stop looking to these people like Tariq Nasheed. Stop looking to people like Dr. Umar. Stop looking to these flashy scammers. They're not going to help you. They're just going to take your money. Tariq Nasheed got a museum, yeah, but he said that museum will be for the benefit of the people who donated, and it's not. It's in his name, and it's going to be generational wealth for his family, not yours. Okay? Turned it into a hookah lounge. At least he built it. Yeah, he built it, and he left you all out in the cold. That could have been a museum, okay? Or maybe, just maybe he could have had that a museum and a school. Maybe. I don't agree with Hidden Colors, but I'm just saying maybe he could have did something with that instead of making it a lounge.
Yeah, if you don't give money, Godfrey, you can't even you don't deserve any answers.
Wow,
that's cool. But whatever.
Hey, I always want stuff like that to manifest. I just go, after a while, you go.
He said he bought 200 houses. Yo. I'm telling you, if you see this shit, it looks like a wall. That shit look like.
It's true. You saw what I showed you. It's like the only thing missing, like dun, 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 like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. It looks just like that. Sorry, it does.
That shit.
Oh, hell no. Hello? Hello?
And guess who looks like the laughing stock? Black people. Sad. It really is. Okay. Let's get into this cease and desist now. All right. This was from last year. State shuts down Dr. Umar all the way down. Cease and desist order was issued by the state of Pennsylvania to the FDMG, in which Dr. Umar is no longer allowed to collect or ask for donations for. Wow. Here's the document right here. All right. And now, this 4th of March, 2022, 2nd of 2022, the acting secretary of the Commonwealth, having found that Frederick Douglass School and Marcus Garvey RBG Leadership Academy, P.O. Box 9634, Willington, Delaware, is not registered with the Department of State Bureau of Corporations and Charitable Organizations, and or has failed to submit all requested document to the Department of State, Bureau of Corporations and Charitable Organizations, or the Bureau of Enforcement and Investigation in accordance with the Pennsylvania Solicitation of Funds Charitable Purposes Act 10 PS 162, hereby orders Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG Leadership Academy to immediately cease and desist from soliciting contributions on behalf of as charitable organizations or conducting any services of a professional and fundraising council or professional solicitor in Pennsylvania, such time as it provides the Department of State, Bureau of Corporations, and charitable organizations with all previous requested information and duly registers or provides information that it is excluded or exempt from registration as determined by the Department of State, Bureau of Corporations, and charitable organizations. Respondent may also be subject to formal administrative action, which could result in the imposition of administrative fines of up to $1,000 per violation of the act, plus an additional penalty of $100 per day for each day the violation continues. Yeah, you still want to give this guy your money? Just saying. I'm just saying. Let's check out this one right here. Okay. Why did his school get shut down? All right. Fair use.
He did not pay when he didn't pay when he didn't file the paperwork to avoid paying taxes. Sure, somebody in the chat knows what his excuse was. Let me read this super chat while y'all fill me in here. So super chat from Sick Lid says, okay, here was a JT. Is it you're wrong, JT? Dwight man got his foot on the good doctor's neck. It's throwing off his roots, his root chakra. Hey, listen, if that's the case, that's the case. But if he would have hired a capable person in this situation, he would not be facing the problems that he's facing. Another super chat from my brother GA Text Man says, so can he just get a new company with a similar name and a new EIN every 3 years? Technically, no. Like the issue with the IRS is there's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people there. And he really just kind of slipped through. If there was someone actually at the wheel and knew what was going on, they would have shut it down because they would say, no, you can't avoid giving us the financial information that we required because you started a new organization with a similar name. The thing is, there's only so many IRS agents to review stuff like this. So he just got through. He got lucky. But if there was an actual agent assigned to his account, they would not allow him to start up a new organization and basically be functioning the same as the old organization. They wouldn't allow it. He just got lucky on that. Now, to answer the question, because I'm sure somebody has already said it, the reason why he says that he neglected to file the proper paperwork to not pay multiple of thousands of dollars in taxes, he said it was a conspiracy between the white attorney that he hired to make the real estate deal and the IRS. A conspiracy. Okay, he's the one who hired the white attorney, right? Umar, if you decided to hire the white attorney, you did it to yourself. Now, I don't believe it was a conspiracy. I believe you just dropped the ball. But let's even play into that for a second. Why didn't you hire a black attorney to do it for you? I'm sure you paid that white attorney thousands of dollars, not thousands of dollars that you paid, but thousands of dollars that your donators, your supporters paid. And then to say it was a conspiracy, they set you up. All right. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. All right, we're gonna get through this. Oh, my Lord. All right. Michael with the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Says FDMG is in Delaware, yet the order is from Pennsylvania. Can you explain how that works? Yeah. So he originally organized in Pennsylvania. That's where his base of operations were until I believe he got the buildings in Delaware. Even if you're organized in a particular state, if you go to another state and you start to operate, you need to still be registered to operate in that state. So, I mean, I believe it's pretty well documented that Umar has collected donations in Pennsylvania. He has held events in Pennsylvania, and the state of Pennsylvania is saying, no, you can't do this because you are not providing us the information that you said you were going to provide us when you set up the organization. All right, so we're going to get on this, and then we're going to get to the phone calls. I got one more piece of this puzzle. So, as you can see on the screen, this is the 2020 tax return that we talked about. This is the very first tax return that Dr. Umar submitted to the IRS. The very first one, the only one that he's done so far, right? The other ones were what we would refer to as postcard tax returns, 990N postcard tax returns that really don't have any functional financial information. This is the first full-length, full-form tax return that he supplied. Now, when we take a look at this tax return, we can see the issues that the IRS, I'm sure, can find. The issue here shows that he reports that in 2019, he collected absolutely no money. It also shows that he spent absolutely no money. And in 2020, it shows he collected absolutely no money. and he spent absolutely no money. Now remember, 2019 is when he actually bought the buildings. Let's be clear. In 2019, that's when he bought the buildings. But he shows absolutely no money coming in and no money going out. What he does show is that in assets, there was $518,048 worth of assets in 2019. In 2020, there was the same $518,048 in 2020. Now, some of you may say, well, maybe those assets are the buildings, JT, right there. It shows the buildings, right? These are the buildings. Well, when we go down to see what the assets actually are, because this form is long and you have to detail all the financial information, where money came from, where money went. When we go and take a look and see where this $518,000 actually comes from on the balance sheet, we will see that it's not in any type of property, right? Because property would go on, a different asset line. He's showing that he has $518,048 in cash. In cash. And it's in a non-interest bearing account. So basically what Umar is saying here, what Umar is saying is that he has over $500,000 sitting in a checking account, not earning any interest, nothing like that. He's just got $500,000. Doesn't show that he bought any buildings or anything like that. There's no any type of tangible assets other than cash. Cash is the only thing he's reporting that he has, even though we are very aware that he bought the buildings in 2018. So this is the other huge financial mistake that Dr. Umar made in this entire situation, right? This is what ended up happening. So at this point, I'm going to start taking these calls. You make sure you call in.
People should demand their money back. Get that $1 million from them. Here's another one. Fair use.
IRS website where you can look up any nonprofit organization that is registered with the federal government. Okay. And as you can see, this is the page where you can find all the information on Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Leadership Academy, right? Here it is right here. Here's the EIN number of the organization, the address of the organization. This is the real deal, right? You can see all the information. So what I want to do is let's just take a look at the most recent tax return that Dr. Umar and his organization has provided the federal government. So let's take a look here. So here we go. We have the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG Leadership Academy's 2020 federal tax return. Now, this is a nonprofit organization, so it's not going to owe any tax, but you still have to provide the financial information. So this is a 990 tax return. There is no tax due, but you still have to show your number. So let's take a look at the numbers for 2020. So as you can see, here's the organization. Now, I want to show you a few things that is extremely important when it comes to this organization. Point number one, that in his organization, there is only one person that has any type of power and authority. There's only one person that has any voting power when it comes to this organization. And I have to assume that one person is Dr. Umar himself. So there's only one person that has any authority in this organization, while there is 7 people reported that are members of a volunteer board, there's only one person that has any power and authority in this organization. But here's the most important thing that I want you guys to take a look at. So as you can see right here, we have the prior year's information, which would be 2019, and the current year information, which is 2020. If you take a look, you'll see nothing but zeros, okay? Dr. Umar reported that for 2019, no donations were provided to his organization. In 2020, he reports that no donations were provided to his organization. It also shows that there were no expenses in 2019, nor were there any expenses in 2020. So no money came in and no money went out all of 2019 and all of 2020, according to this tax return. And as you can see, this tax return was signed by Dr. Umar Johnson, the executive director of this organization.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Okay, guys, so what is the point of this video? Right? This is not hate. I'm not hating on Dr. Umar. I'm not hating on the school that he is trying to create. What I'm trying to do is help you think like an accountant, okay? And this is the question that you need to ask. How could anybody who donates to this organization, who donate to Dr. Umar's school, how can they actually receive a tax deduction for that donation if the organization, the school, does not report to the IRS that they received any money?
This man is scamming people. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't want the school accredited because he'd have to answer to the government. He doesn't want to, people to get a tax write-off if they don't answer to the IRS. This man is grifting. He doesn't accept any help to have the school up and running as soon as possible. I don't know what to tell you, man. This is just, I don't know what's it going to take for people to have their eyes opened when it comes to this individual. Okay. I don't know what to say, man. I really don't. But that's all I got for now. And anything you want to know about this, channel in the comments section. Feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. What do you think about Umar Johnson? Would you still support him? That's what I'd like to know. Would you still support him? All right. That's all I got for now. Later.